I just happened to be at the bottom of our cow track again. Geez, that's a mongrel of a track to get down. It's hard work. So I've had a little bit of, it took me half an hour to get down it. Only took me 35 minutes to walk the few k's to it, then half an hour to get down. That's pretty steep. So I was here last time when I went that way up the river. You can see the rock wall just over there. Our cow track keeps going up that way, but around the corner here is where Hogan's track intersects everything. We've got Hogan's just around the corner here, probably 100 metres up this way I'd say, which I've been to before in one of the videos. It's got a fair bit of mining. Knowing what I know now about our cow, it's probably the same mining setup, just a little bit further around the corner, I reckon. Because there's a couple of adits that go in. There's some more rock wall right there. This one's only, I reckon, 2.5 k's I'm going to be walking here today. So yeah, get this camera straight. Might be good. Yeah, there's a rock wall there. That's about 20, 30 metres from where you come out of our cow across the river. And that there is the massive waste rock pile that comes out of one of these adits here. That's the huge waste rock pile that's come out of, there's 2 adits. There's one just up there, and I think one to the left a bit more of that big tree. So they've just come out of that and dumped it there. Still got a little bit of water here. This is one of the big pools. Probably on a 30-degree day you could swim in that. I thought there might be a little bit more water in the river. I was tossing up whether to come down or not, because we've had just up the way they had probably 15 mil rain, and around here they had 5, but obviously it wasn't enough to do any major changes in the water level. I don't even think it's flowing. So right there's another waste rock pile where they've been dumping stuff down. Stacked rock right there. They were running their water through here. There's an old race coming through this way. They've turned from a flume to a race. They've gone along there and around. And of course it's starting to rain. Typical. So they've crossed over the other side of the river and they've gone down there. That you can see there's a flat area just up there. It's pretty slippery. It started raining. It's going to be a pain. There's possibly a rock wall there going up that way. Might just wander up and see if I can have a look. Some workings up here. Campfire ring, maybe? I don't know. My gimbal just stopped working, so please excuse some shakiness if there is some. I'll just work my way through here a bit. Yeah, so they couldn't go on the other side with their flume because it's basically a cliff. They just crossed over and came along this side. I'd say right now I'm walking along the old wall. It's pretty flat. Yep, up through there I'd say. It's a possibility. Other than that, there's not much else in this little part. Yeah, there's a rock wall there. Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They crossed the river and went down along that way. So it tells me that there's more mining or more workings further down the river. So the wall kept coming up along there. You can see the flat area right in front of me, and just kept on going down that way. And there's a wall. A lot of it's still here. Oh, it's slippery as anything out here at the moment. Yeah, look at that. There it is there. So this one's a little bit different to some of the others. This one has actually been built by rock that they've broken out of the side of the hill here, because it's all jagged. A lot of the others are river stone that they've grabbed and stacked. So yeah, they've taken that rock for that wall above it and stacked and made either a path or a base for the flume to go through. So just something a little bit different to what you normally see. And it kind of disappears right here, but I think it's still up there. You can see how there's a flat area where that little, not little tree now, but the large tree is. I reckon it still goes around that corner. Now hopefully this leads us to something interesting. I'm only going to Bear's Head today, I'm not going any further. So hopefully, I'd say that at some stage Bear's Head was a mining camp as well, to be honest. From what I've seen of it, I've never been to the bottom, but from what I've seen of it, I reckon it has been. Here's a nice pool. No workings over on that side there. Doesn't look like there's any. And yep, the wall still travels along. You can see where the water would usually be sitting right here, probably above my waist. That really dark line where the water runs through. I wouldn't be down this far, that's for sure. And it's one of those things that to come through here with no water is a bit of a treat, to be honest. is a lot easier to find things because you don't have to concentrate on dodging stuff. You just have to concentrate on looking for things like that wall up there. So right now I'm walking along where the water would usually be flowing through here. And there's a little remnant of a little remnant of a rock wall just up there. You got to admire what they did 150 years ago. Here's me with all the good gear, still complaining how rough it is. And they would have had old leather shoes and yeah, would have been a shocker. Oh, geez, they're slippery. Even in non-slip boots, just fell on my ass. Bloody hell. Oh, goodness me. That's kind of one of the reasons I wasn't perhaps going to do this today, is because of how slippery everything would be because of the rain. Rightio. Stop your whinging. There we go. There's another one. Beautiful little bit of a rock wall up there. Whew. And this stuff here was all stacked. You can see how it's neat in some spots. Nature doesn't do that. And there's that little rock wall that we just saw a couple of seconds ago. And the little flat area keeps going along that way. If it wasn't so overgrown and washed down in some places, I'd try to walk the whole thing, but I don't think that's realistic. So there's a bit of a track where people have walked from one track to another. So I'll just keep following that and see what I can find. Check that out. Caught stringers running through the bedrock in the bed of the Lerderderg. So that must be a reef that goes through there. And there's a little bit there, and the bedrock goes up along there somewhere. And just here, there's that light colour in that rock. It's dirty because of the mud and crap that the water leaves behind when it evaporates, but that's quartz as well. Geez, these rocks are slippery. Bloody hell. Look at the quartz in that. Got bedrock running all through this part, and it's got quartz all through it. There's more of the bedrock. So there were some reports along here that the old Chinese miners dug to the bedrock, and that's where the gold would have been sitting. So realistically at the moment, you'd be looking at that crack in there would be where there's probably, who knows, it's probably gold sitting in the bottom of that crack. And anything going across down in there maybe, definitely in there where all those rocks are, you'd be looking maybe where those rocks are. And anything where there's a fracture in the bedrock is where they would be looking for gold. So I would not be surprised if there was something in those. Not allowed to look for it anyway, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was. These stringers are going that way, going to the left. And we've still got a flat area there, which would have been something, I reckon, for sure. So we're getting up to a spot here where there's a sheer cliff. So they wouldn't have kept trying to go straight through. If they were running a flume base across, they would have lifted the water and thrown it over to the other side on on a crossing. So at some stage here I'm going to be looking to the left to see if I can find where they did that. Well, I definitely came through here, but there's no real evidence of a wall anywhere. Just another one of these flat areas that look like has been dug into the side of a, I guess, end of a spur. I haven't really looked at the map to see where I am, but I can see a rock wall up there and a possible mine up the top. So that's very interesting. Considering I haven't been through here at all yet, I've never seen that one, and I don't remember seeing on anyone else showing, but up in there, up there, and there's the rock wall. Yeah, I might have to go up in and have a look at that. And it's starting to rain again, of course. Can't just make it easy for me, nah. Ah, camera plays up. File repairing. Gimbal stops. So I've got to hold it all by hand, which I was anyway, in a way. But no mechanical advantage. But yeah, that's definitely a wall up there. And there's something in there as well. So just I turn this off, get over there and have a look. Wow, bingo. Have a look how they dug the side of this place out. It very much looks like they hydroed it. Hit it with water and just sluiced it all out. So you can see the contact zones here. You got old river rock there, you got the big one, so between the big rocks there and the little ones is where the gold would be sitting. Roughly around that area there. Up there you've got rocks, then just clay, then rock again, and the same all the way around up into here. And there's I reckon there's an adit there as well. An old adit. Probably, yep, there it is. Yes. Or they've just dug down everywhere. There's another little bit in there where they probably sluiced through. That's amazing. Yeah, this is a great find. Massive area where they've dug out. Lots and lots of waste rock. And we've got the channels that they were walking through, heading up into that way. I'm gonna try and get up here and have a look to see where that rock wall was that I originally saw. We're standing over the top of the rock wall that I saw earlier. There it is right there. You can see the square edge, and it actually leads into another one of those huge mined out areas. So I'm just going to go down, actually no, first before I go down there, I'll go up here, have a look over the edge. Hopefully it doesn't drop on me. We'll just have to ride it down, won't I? So there's another one of those massive mined out areas, and down the bottom there, that looks like a massive adit. Looks like there was something over there too, so they might have been digging in underneath here, which stands to reason. That's why they did it. What have we got further up here? Nothing much. Like, this is big enough that there is possibly a hut somewhere here, but I can't see any flat areas anywhere. And searching for them's okay, but you've got to have at least an inkling that they're here, which it might be. It doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like anything's up here. They're probably down by the river in one of those flat areas. Oh, that's fine. Now, it was a path here, I reckon, but to where I've got to get back down anyway, so I might as well follow it. Oh. Maybe. Now the other mined out area is just down there. Oh, and there's more trenches over here too. Yeah, check that out. It's a fair old trench. It comes from something, that's for sure. And it keeps going. Holy crap. This is huge in here. Wow. Look at that. And down there too. How am I going to get across there without breaking my neck? Now, well, I made it over. Fell on my arse again, but anyway. That was on the cards. Oh, so there's workings everywhere around here. I was going to walk across the top of this log, but it's as slippery as a butcher's block. Oh geez, that was a stretch. Wow, they dug all of that out. Well, I've been wandering around a little bit here. You know, such big workings that I find it impossible that there would be no hut or homestead or something like that. So obviously, as I said, I'm going to look for one. And as I was walking along the other side of that trench, I saw some rocks out of the corner of my eye, and I didn't want to say anything because I thought, nah, you're just seeing things, you dope. You're seeing what you want to see. But after having a little bit more of a look, there it is, a fireplace. Oh dear me. Even if I don't go any further today, this is it. This is what I'm here for. Look at that. I found another one. That is amazing. This is an absolute perfect spot as well. Have a look at it. It's sitting above the river, wouldn't flood, beautiful view. I don't even reckon that tree there would have been here when they were mining. It's probably only 100 years old, maybe a little bit more. But, found another one. That is so cool. I'm doing a little bit on my phone at the moment because it does a better job freehand. And there's the massive area that they dug out. And I'd really love to know why they built this trench here. Like, I'm standing on the mound of dirt that they dug and put to the side from it. But wow, why did they put it here? So it's a lot higher than the rest of the workings around here. It's an interesting one. So I walked the length of that trench. It actually drops into that big first mined area that I had a look at. So it makes me think that where it originally came from was a little gully, and when the water ran down it, they used that water to sluice. They dammed it up, maybe that area just below where the fireplace was had a little dam in the end of it, dammed it up and brought it down here, because it's a lot higher than, it's not much lower than where I am now. And look how far down that is. So that's what I reckon they've done. Geez, there's a lot of quartz up here. Well, now I'll get to that, back to that other spot and keep heading down the river. I might even have a look on the map and see whereabouts I am. But don't know about you, finding an old hut site, it's another one. I'm very happy with that. If I don't find anything else, so that could have been a shaft or an adit. Probably a shaft, because there's no, they might have dug, the entrance might have actually been in here and the roof has collapsed here, and we're just left with the entry, I reckon. Now often when I'm up here, I think, gee, I wonder what it sounded like when they were mining through here. So at the moment it's just so quiet and peaceful. You can hear the odd branch break in the distance, and maybe a goat. I actually heard a dog before. I don't know where that would have come from. But yeah, it's just so peaceful. And I reckon during the day here, it would have been absolute bedlam with everything going. And I don't think they had machines. I think it was all water powered and hand powered or man powered. But yeah, just imagine it. Oh well, I'm on the wall. I just got to get around that corner and I'll be able to have a look at that other bit of mining. Yeah, so probably for water because of how it's been dug in, but could be a path. But 9 times out of 10 it's all for water to get to where they've been mining. So I'll go with that again. Well, I'm down in it. Cut all the way in. And there's the attic. They've even got stacked rock inside it. Oh, geez. Wow, look at that. Whew. That's amazing. Have a look at all the river rock. Bloody hell, how good's that? I'm not going in. Oh, goodness me. Fantastic. They stacked all the waste rock in there so that they didn't have to bring it out. Oh, another good find. So I was just up all in there. Behind that tree in front of us is where the fireplace is, and there's a little, I kind of think it's been dug out by people because there's another gully right there. But I'll have a look at the map. Kind of, it doesn't make sense that they dug that out, it's too big. I reckon they just tapped off the water that used to flow down it into the river here. So it's been a fair bit of time now. I don't know if I'll make it all the way to Bear's Head. because I'm not going to come all the way back. I'll just keep on walking, see what I can find. And check out all this bedrock. This time it runs across, but you know what? I reckon it lines up straight through to where it was before. It could be the same, and there's actually a quartz stringer running through the middle of this one, right there. When I thought there was no more stacked rock, we just went past that little mining area just up there, and I guess 100 meters up there, and look at that nice stacked rock wall going along the inside bend. Here's another little mine area. And I saw a bit of a rock wall just up here. Now this is only one corner away from Bear's Head. Just walk through here. So you would think there'd have to be an adit somewhere, even in there maybe, for them to have done all this. But realistically, there isn't as much through this part of the river as up the other end. There's the odd small flat area like this down here, but there's no real workings in 99% of them. There's a nice wall through there. So yeah, it kind of tails out. Although there's quite a few workings up in here, but I'm not going to bash bush or bush bash. Because now I'm just going to try and get to Bear's Head, have something to eat, and get out. Wow, there's some workings for you. They've done exactly the same on this one as they did in that one where we found the fireplace. Dug the bank out and stacked all their rock up on the side of the river. Well, there's a few workings right on the edge of Bear's Head. A little rock wall coming straight across the front here. You can probably see it. And keeps on going. Yeah, down in Bear's Head you can see a heap of old mining remnants where they did exactly the same here as what they did further upstream. Dug it all out and threw it on the side. Well, that's it for me. Hope you enjoyed this one. It was really good to find that fireplace. Really out of nowhere. Just I was thinking, oh wow, look at the wall up there. Go and have a look, and there's a fireplace. This might be the last chance I get to come down in here without any water and make it a little bit easier, even though it's bloody hard work. I'll think of something else and I'll go and explore and go and find some more gear. Well, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later. Hooroo.